Jack Churchill. The madman who brought a sword to a gunfight. Forget the steel of tanks and the roar of planes. One man faced the 20th century's greatest firestorm with a medieval soul, a Scottish broadsword, and a set of screaming bagpipes.
Jack Churchill was born in Ceylon during the year 1906. His father was an engineer and his mother was Scottish. Young Jack grew up barefoot in the busy Hong Kong. He loved the sound of pipers at the sunset hour. The family returned to England during the year 1917. Jack hated the cold and the quiet of Britain. At school he learned to fight and shoot the bow. He also learned to play the great Highland bagpipe well. He attended Sandhurst and joined the brave Manchester Regiment. Jack spent 8 years in Burma on a fast motorcycle. He hunted tigers and drank whiskey with local tribal chiefs. By 1936 he found the peacetime army very boring. He resigned and moved to Kenya to edit a newspaper. In London he worked as a model for easy money. He shot arrows for Britain at the 1939 championships. Jack even appeared as an extra in a famous movie. Life was a series of brilliant and very reckless adventures. On September 3, 1939 he heard the news of war. He was in a pub when the radio crackled. Jack finished his pint and rejoined the army immediately. He was 33 and ready for the greatest game. In May 1940 he was a captain in France. During the retreat he fought many fierce rearguard actions. Legend says he killed a German with a longbow. Jack later admitted the bows were crushed by a lorry. But the legend stuck because it fit the man's style. He swam messages to ships under heavy air attacks. He stepped onto the last ship with a wide grin. Back in Britain he joined the elite new commandos. Training in the Scottish Highlands was very brutal work. Jack carried a broadsword on every long route march. He said officers without swords were quite improperly dressed. At night he played bagpipes until the barracks echoed. Men marched faster just to keep up with him. His first raid was at Bagsoy in December 1941. As the ramp fell Jack played a Scottish tune. The German defenders were shocked by the strange music. In 4 hours the commandos destroyed many enemy targets. Jack marched 42 prisoners away at his sword point. He won the Military Cross for that morning's work. The nickname Mad Jack became his official military title. 2 years later he was in the Italian mountains. He decided to capture a mortar post by himself. At night he crept forward with only one sergeant. They threw grenades and burst in with swords drawn. Jack shouted in theatrical German for them to surrender. The entire garrison gave up without firing a shot. He led 42 prisoners down the mountain pass singing. For this feat he received the Distinguished Service Order. In May 1944 he went to the island Vis. He led a raid on the German-held Brac. The attack began well but the partisans soon faltered. Jack led a small party up a dark cliff. They were caught by heavy and deadly mortar fire. Every man with him was killed or badly wounded. Bleeding from the neck Jack stood alone and piped. A final blast knocked him out and he woke. He was now a prisoner and the only survivor. The Gestapo thought he was related to Winston Churchill. Jack found the mistake to be very hilarious indeed. He was sent to the Sachsenhausen concentration camp block. In September 1944 he escaped during an air raid. He walked south for weeks living on raw potatoes. He was recaptured near the cold Baltic coast area. In April 1945 the SS marched the prisoners away. A German captain protected them from the SS guards. American tanks arrived and Jack saluted the new liberators. He complained that the Americans were late for tea. Jack was furious that the Great War had ended. He told a journalist it should have lasted longer. He served in Palestine until the year of 1948. He won another medal for rescuing a Jewish convoy. He retired in 1959 as a brave lieutenant colonel. Peace never truly suited his wild and restless spirit. He bought old barges and sailed them like frigates. He became one of the first surfers in Britain. He carved his own board and rode the waves. Every morning he practiced archery in his quiet garden. He played the pipes at dawn for his neighbors. On March 8, 1996 he died peacefully at home. He was 89 years old on his wedding anniversary. His sword and bow are in the London Museum. The label says they were used in military action. He never actually killed a man with an arrow. He never lost his wonderful and sharp sense humor. He refused to accept that war must be modern. In the age of bombs he used a sword. He charged machine guns with music in his heart. Jack Churchill came home laughing from the Great War.